First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kakadash. That's all praises to the world calls God, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem being the end of the name, and Yahushai being the name of the only begotten Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect preachers, word of truth and sincerity. I'm the brother Tazabah, the Great Millstone, Arizona camp, Lord will, with another video to edify. And I wanted to go in on this coming, Lord will, it goes through this port worker strike. And I'm going to play this, get into some precepts, and Lord will, this all be edifying.
The statement I gave you at the beginning was the end of it, but I want to give you his full statement here. But today's world, it's changing into the future. They're not making millions no more. They're making billions. And they're spending it fast as they make it. I want a piece of that for my men. Because when they made their most money was during COVID. When my men had to go to work on those piers every single day, when everybody stayed home and went to work. Not my men. They died out there with the virus. We all got sick with the virus. We kept them going. From Canada to Maine to Texas, Great Lakes, Puerto Rico, now the Bahamas, everybody went to work during COVID. Nobody stayed home. Well, I want to be compensated for that. I'm not asking for the world. They know what I want. They know what I want. And if they don't, well, then I have to go into the street and we have to fight for what we rightfully deserve. These people.
Hey, bro, so they're striking because Esau is being a demon with the funds. He being an utter fucking demon with the funds, and that's James chapter 5 and 1. It says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl, for your misery shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, your garments are eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped up treasures together for the last days. Behold," right? Because he talked about that during COVID. It switched from millions to billions. And the ones that made that whole thing tick, they didn't get a cut, right? "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud." And that's what they're talking about. And now, if this is a manufacturer strike, cool, whatever. The Lord still hollers in and handed it, right? But if these people are really getting into this organically and getting ready to strike organically because they haven't got a fair shake of a fair shake or their piece of the pie, hey, it's all fitting. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud." How does a company make billions? Right? How do all these companies make billions when the people actually make it work don't get a dime? And now they're threatening to strike. And if that happens, it's going to spell, right? It's going to spell the collapse of the current system of how they track and trace all these goods and services and this merchandise that comes here. It's going to collapse that current system. And like the elder Ramlab and the elder Ariala went in today about how it's just going to speed up automation. And automation's never allowed somebody to keep their job. When they automated phone call systems, services, right? Customer services, that caused a lot of people that worked in customer service to lose their jobs. And now they're getting ready to do the same thing. And when you have these companies making hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in a year, but they're paying They employ is next to nothing. How the hell do you think they can afford that type of technology and infrastructure? It's because what? They wasn't paying nobody, it says. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of Yahweh of Sabaoth, of the Lord of Sabaoth. Right? You have lived in pleasures on earth and been wanton. You have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Right? You have condemned and killed the just, and he did not resist you. And these devils constantly plot ways of how to put Jake in all type of binds. This is Job. Job 20 and 22, it says, I'll start at 20. Job 20 and 20 says, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Right? Everywhere you turn, this devil system is bucking up against him. Right? Where we think that Esau has a lot of his hand in it, a lot of that shit might very well be stuff that he don't have a hand in, and it's just snowballing. It says, verse 22, and the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Right? And we're right now coming to the time where he's really trying to fulfill all his plans. He's pushing forward. He's getting ready to bring out the new inoculations, new technology as far as the MOTB, right? A new way of banking system, automate all services, right? They're passing all type of legislation. We're right now in the midst of that fullness of the sufficiency where he's really just pushing forward, right? He shall be in straits, every hand of the wicked. And when you look at that word wicked in this scripture, it goes back to the word for laborer. It says, shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? So all the hands of the laborers, everybody that did work with this devil, now they're coming against him. Right? And this Edomite on the screen right here is talking with some vigor, man. He tired of the bullshit. He wanted a piece of his pie. He didn't eat. The American dream didn't love him back. Right? But really, what this spells, right, is the full storehouses. Because all those ports, it's something like 90% of all imports go through the East Coast seaports. So if 90% of all goods come through the East Coast seaports, and then they'll strike, damn near no goods are coming in. We already saw a glimpse at what just a simple breakdown in those ports can cause, as far as inflationary prices, people trying to stockpile shit. We've already seen glimpses of that. So imagine now how that's gonna look. This is Second Ezra 6 and 22. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. We don't have any goods and services, when you don't have the products coming into the country, right, to be able to shipped out and delineated and wherever they got to go. Anywhere that was a place of merchants is going to dwindle to nothing. So it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And that right there is going to cause so much upheaval. It says, and the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, he shall be suddenly afraid. And at that time shall friends fight one against another. And these people are talking about get a system in place where you'll be able to barter with your neighbors and stuff like. Man, you let your neighbors know you got anything in this time, you're on their radar. Friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All that merchandise, all that labor that these devils put out, they're gonna bring it to the end and cut it off. Right? The Lord said he was gonna break. This is Salakia, man. Tired of shit. Ezekiel 14 and 13, it says, Son of man, when the land sinned against me by trespassing grievously, right? And America has been nothing but a trespass. All it take is 3 scrolls of your thumb on your phone on any social media, you're gonna see, right? There's just the amount of evil and transgression that this world is just having to suffer. It says, then will I stretch out my hand upon it, and I will break the staff of bread thereof, and I will send famine upon it, right? And will cut off man and beast from it. So that's what we're seeing. When these strikes really get fully put into play, right? When those weeks come up, when those coming weeks come up, that this stuff goes through and they don't come through that agreement, you're about to see, right, friends fighting one against another for the very lack of bread. Like it says in Ezra, it's going to be a stark reality. This is Luke 21 and 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon. We just had a solar eclipse. We had a blood moon. We had a super harvest moon, right? There was even a solar halo that was recent. So we're in a time now where the Lord is just showing you he's about to do his thing. It says, and in the moon and in the stars and upon earth, distress of nations with perplexity. And when you look up that word perplexity, you look up the root word, right? It goes to apario.
Strong's G 640. Aparia.
And you look up the root word for that, and it says to be without resources. So that perplexity, when the Lord breaks that staff of bread, when the stores don't have anything else coming into them, the people are going to just take what they can. And at that point, if you don't have it, you might not ever get it. This is what the times are coming. If you're not with the Lord, if you're not on point with the Heavenly Father before this stuff really starts to go down, you're through already. There's no helping you. Right? But for you brothers that have been paying attention and praying and being as diligent as possible, hey, call Allah Yahweh Shemel Shai for that. Right? But that great want, that time without resources, right? It is coming, man. That is coming. And people are going to be at each other's necks. Shalom.